Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's YA Book Talk. Probably the most popular holiday during the month of March is St. Patrick's Day, which is celebrated on the 17th. It is mainly an Irish holiday commemorating the arrival of Christianity in Ireland and Irish culture in general. Although religion plays a huge part in Ireland's modern life, the country has always been considered a magical place, filled with mermaids, selkies, banshees, leprechauns, and fairies. Yes, fairies. So without further ado, let's talk about YA novels that involve these magical beings of the other world. Spoilers ahead. First up is Artemis Fowl by Owen Colfer. 12-year-old Artemis Fowl II is a child prodigy of sorts. He is a criminal mastermind, hell-bent on kidnapping a member of the fairy folk so he can steal their gold to restore his family's dwindling fortune. But first he has to actually capture one. So after posting an advertisement on the internet, Artemis goes to Vietnam to acquire a fairy book from an actual sprite. And then he has to translate it since it's in Gnomish, the fairy language. Amazingly enough, he figures it out, and in it lies a clue on how to trap these magical creatures. 4 long months later, Artemis finally sees his chance in Ireland when he witnesses an elf named Holly Short in the midst of performing the ritual to restore her magic. He is ultimately successful in trapping her, but she is no ordinary elf. She is, in fact, a reconnaissance officer in the lower elements police. She's actually a captain. So yeah, that's right. Artemis Fowl, criminal mastermind, has just kidnapped a fairy cop. Can you believe it? Will the rest of the magical police force be able to rescue Holly? Will Artemis get away with his dastardly plan? You'll have to read Artemis Fowl to find out. His story continues in the Arctic Incident, the Eternity Code, the Opal Deception, the Lost Colony, the Time Paradox, and the Last Guardian. Next is The Iron King by Julie Kagawa. When Megan Chase was 6, her father disappeared near a pond in a park. Now she's 16 and living in Louisiana with her mom, stepfather Luke, and her 4-year-old half-brother Ethan, where her parents work as pig farmers. She's pretty miserable. Her only friend is her neighbor Robin, aka Robbie, who is a little strange. He doesn't watch TV or own a cell phone. And weird things have been happening. Ethan is convinced that there is a man in his bedroom closet who wants to kidnap him. His stuffed rabbit, Floppy, can also communicate with him and says that Megan can see through the mist and the glamour. What's that all about? Then she becomes a victim of a prank by the captain of the football team. Then her German Shepherd, Bo, is suspected of attacking Ethan and sent away to the pound. Could her life get any worse? Quite possibly, yes. You want to read the other books in this series. The Iron Daughter, The Iron Queen, The Iron Knight, The Iron Net Legends, and The Iron Raven. Now, I can't do a book talk about fairies and not mention the Modern Fairy series by Holly Black. It includes Tithe, A Modern Fairy Tale, Valiant, and Ironside. 16-year-old Kay Fierch is not like other teenagers. She travels the country with her mom's band, Stepping Razor. She thinks that cities smell like metal, and she loves making up stories and imaginary friends. But after her mom, Ellen, is attacked by her boyfriend, Lloyd, after a show in Philly, Ellen decides to abandon her tour and seek refuge at Kay's grandmother's house on the New Jersey coast. Well, there's a reason that Kay is a little weird, quote unquote. She's actually a changeling. The real Kay was kidnapped by fairies when she was very young, and a magical being was left in her place. And her imaginary friends are actually members of the fairy court. Will Kay be successful in returning to the fairy world? And what about the non-magical Kay? Where has she been all this time? You'll have to read Tithe and the other 2 books in the series to find out. And please be sure to check out, no pun intended, her other fairy series, Folk of the Air. The titles in that series include The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, and The Queen of Nothing. All of the books I've mentioned are available to check out from our young adult section, which is located on the 2nd floor of the Allentown Public Library. Thanks for watching, and join me next time for another YA Book Talk.